Man, it's been fucking hell. I've been getting fucked with by Tavares and this Ines woman. Um, I'm trying to think of what her name is. I got a S and an A. Or I don't think I saw Radaho or something, or Armando. But this is an evil entity. She, you can use 694 her six. I'm just tired of fucking all this evil shit playing games. I just want to get back to fucking teaching people like I used to be. She basically, like I saw a couple of minutes ago, was taking advantage, her higher to higher selves, taking advantage of my entity attachments, using it to put me back together so she could steal spiritual body parts that she took from me. Last night, she tried to kill off Baron Samity, for trying to put me back together. It's a very fucked up situation when I'm dealing with these evil ass motherfuckers. I just had some of my road spirits try to put me back together. I'm trying to think of something too. It's critical, but I keep getting made to fucking forget. I was told I keep hearing these fucking spirits stop the minute I start speaking, like they anticipating something and they're waiting to hear if I say something that, like I said, I gotta get rid of this evil ass wetback motherfucker. Something gotta be done. That's their fucking SUV and all that shit. Like somebody was saying, I can't let this shit have too much fucking power. I'm hearing my past life relatives say from Sweden, Rose Spears and all that, oh no, just wait, don't wait, don't post at a certain time so we could, take back charge because she's been taking over my fucking higher to higher self. Again, she a Jewish white woman. It's an ancestor of mine's. And all throughout the night, I was hearing her call me, Baron Samity, Oshun, Obatala, all that niggas and all of that. Like I said, I'm going to have to get something to... I've had her take over control of my fucking ancestral spirits and all of that. In the middle of the night, we were going to do something to try to, extricate her and remove her and get rid of her. This is Ines. It's the woman with the blonde hair. She's the one who, from what I understand, her and I think the woman in the green shirt or something, they saw some tarot readers who, or I think she on her own, saw what I have and wanted to take it. And were calling me nigga, and that's why I'm not a big fan of wetbacks. That's why I got my MAGA hat. Got MAGA shirt and everything. I plan on getting a Border Patrol, really an ICE shirt. ICE them motherfuckers. But, I even called fucking ICE on their asses. Call a number here. But with that being said, I've been hearing people, outside in the middle of the fucking night going crazy and all that shit because of her. I feel it's a controlling, the higher the highest selves being in my energy and spirit body. I got to get this shit out. She stole a lot of what you call your screwdriver, your 694 hertz, 695 hertz to see, making me and Baron Samity, along with my father, who's my connection to my Godhead, grovel to get our shit back. I'm just going to spit every fucking thing out and just throw everything out. Making us go through hell to get our shit back, and it's just been fucking hell, calling us niggas, and, it's like, this shit's a part of my energy. Why should I... But I want to make sure I get my shit back. And I get my highest self corrected. That's the big problem right there. I don't want that shit being mixed up with these fucking beaners. We ain't got fucking wetbacks in my family. We got Creoles and shit who are really black. But I don't want no fucking... Get that shit out of here. So anyways, with that being said, I heard with that fucking wetback Ines with the blonde hair and all of that, they supposed to have Lithuania in their family. I'm just going to put everything out there because I'm tired of dealing with the bullshit. From what I understand, all this manipulation, all this shit. From what I understand, with her evil ass, she got a brother. She a racist motherfucker. She the main one that be calling me nigga and torment me and everything. It's easy to get rid of curses. 8127 hertz can do that. Get rid of, evil parasitic spirits and all of that. But somebody's higher self invading your higher self, especially to get control and commandeer control so they can take control and fuck with you and fuck you over, ain't no joke. That said, I heard that this motherfucker here... Ines or something. I'm not gonna let this evil shit control me. I be having all this, and she gonna do this if you say I'm not gonna let that shit manipulate me. With that being said, from what I understand, she got a brother who works for the CIA or something who uses roach attachments, who comes from the primordial darkness, which wetbacks come from. Like I said in a lot of my videos, them motherfuckers, their God is different from everybody else's. You have 5 different gods. You got the God of light, the God of the primordial darkness, which, I found out during this curse I was right. Two Circles used to talk about it on his YouTube channel. Wetbacks are actually controlled in the spirit plane by Satan and by the giant redheads, but their demiurge is different. They come from a reptilian by the name of Quetzalcoatl who would shapeshift into a white man. That's why they worship white people to this day. They're nothing like us. They're nothing like the rest of humanity. If I'm just going to say it explicitly, they're not like the Native Americans, whose origin gods, who created them, are nature spirits. Very peaceful, very wise nature spirits. I saw a Native American man trying to compare himself to them on YouTube, and they were shooting it down because, again, they don't want to get along with other people of color because their God is white. That's why when the conquering Spaniards came, they worshiped them as their Quetzalcoatl white god returned. That's I don't fuck with them people. When I get Reiki or something, I'm going straight to an Asian or a white or a black. Or going to a black for, who does voodoo, or, somebody that can get these evil ass wetback motherfuckers off, because stealing your fucking, in the middle of the night, I had this wetback bitch Ines and all of them steal my soul consciousness. I heard they plan on giving it to other wetbacks and shit. Use 14 hertz, 17, 15 hertz to get shit back. 295 hertz, she disabled that because she's had so much access because, I don't, like I said, I got soul swapped. I plan on posting that on my Instagram. And I don't have really a spirit team to put me back together. And I keep having my shit get stolen by these evil ass, nefarious motherfuckers. And with that being said, again, the God of everybody else, Yoda Baal, is black. Who's actually a lion, I believe, because he has the lion face. That's why they show the Lion of Judah. They don't come from that. Then all that, I don't get them Hebrew Israelites. If you saw their origin, they were created by evil fucking spirits like Quetzalcoatl. That's why they got the distorted faces. Reptilians that would manipulate them and have them work like fucking hamsters on a fucking treadmill, running and all that motherfucking shit, working unnecessarily industriously so they can, as my boy Kinnigan back in the day would say, get loose out of them. They're nothing like the rest of humanity. I hear this wetback. I hate being made helpless in my own shit. Taking all my fucking whatchamacallit, but I just want to make sure I get my shit back. Removing all my fucking entity attachments out of some part of my consciousness that I didn't give this wetback permission to fucking take advantage of. Use, fucking with a child conscious. Every time I fucking say something, they'll fucking move something, an entity attachment, like they're doing with my child consciousness in my body to fuck with me or to threaten me. This shit that I got, my higher to higher selves, not the entity attachments, need to get control. But anyways, I heard this wetback bitch here. Vehicle. I heard that that motherfucker be calling me nigga every fucking night and every motherfucking thing else. She has a brother that works for the CIA who has roach attachments that come straight from their primordial darkness, which is what they call them, Santa Muerte, and all of them is composed of. I heard that 7,000 hertz can transmute that with intent. Every time I fucking mentioned, I'm too powerful, like my Swedish past life father was saying, who she's been trying to oppress and all that shit. You come from fucking spiritual royalty. You don't need to be dealing with these fucking dumbass fucking demented robotoid ass wetbacks, and they fucking hire the highest selves trying to fucking spiritually oppress you. Taken from Baron Samedi, stealing his soul consciousness, fucking with, from what I understand, I'm related to the Anubis. They were stealing shit from him, used, 695 hertz. It's getting on my fucking nerves because this shit, the wetbacks are like in the spirit plane because they come from the primordial darkness. They're like an invasive fucking species. They start taking over and maneuvering through your primordial darkness. And it becomes hard to remove them, but all you need to do is use 6,000 hertz. And this wetback has been taking advantage of taking over my highest self by manipulating my ability and using it against me to play 6,000 hertz as well as 6,002 hertz. My fucking shit is all fucked up. But anyway, she uses roach attachments that come from primordial darkness, from what I understand, to fuck with people. And usually black folks, from what I understand. And like what I saw with this wetback, I heard one of them, I think this woman here, calling me a thing. She went to a reader, another wetback, and was calling me a thing, when she, skin color. But the minute she heard MAGA, it's something about wet, like I say, don't play that people of color shit with them. You got to look at the spiritual plane. And their spiritual DNA is totally, wholly different. She tried fucking with mine last night and fucked with her a while back. I need to try to extricate her from my spirit body. With that being said, because I was hearing from Baron Samedi and all that. It's a dangerous motherfucker to have. Those evil. I woke up in the middle of the night with a lot of my almost that can kill you if your soul consciousness gets taken out. Removed to the point of fucking death. Use 694 hertz, 695 hertz to see. That's why I'm just gonna put the fucking spiritual codes. I was told don't do that and all that shit, but I'm gonna see. I'm just gonna have to go ramble with everything. Being said, she works with she went to a reader and found out what I have. I think her name is Erin or something. I'm gonna try to see. Well, I'm not gonna say too much, but Erin or something. And saw what I have and wanted to take advantage. Don't go to wetbacks for readings and all that. Don't go to them demon motherfuckers. I even got the devil right here for spiritual work. So I woke up in the middle of the motherfucking night with a lot of my shit stolen, my roach spirits, along with Baron Samedi, trying to hold on to, shit as much as they could. And, like I said, it's a very fucked up situation. I'm probably going to be doing another video later on. But, I'm going to say this as well. Them motherfuckers. I was talking about with Ingrid Hybert and all of that, Barbara and David Rayner. I'm going to say this right now, and I feel her planning on doing something to intimidate me. I say that it had something to do with a soul contract with them. In fact, it's really coming from her. I remember when I was staying at a shelter, it was New Testimonial, not that far from here. She made a comment saying something to the effect of, I hate how this shit try to manipulate and control what you say and control the truth. I don't like that. Oh, yeah, Barbara, I don't have much respect for her. She like a fucking idiot. Or Ingrid Hybert. Well, Barbara, I heard her say Barbara. I just don't have the time to be playing with all this evil ass shit. I know the threat is real, but I gotta do something. So anyways, like I said, in the middle of the night, she came. I was told I mean, it's fucking hot. That's why I got my shirt off in part, large part. That's why I used to be a topless rights advocate, still am, but I'm too inundated with this shit and dealing with this evil ass shit to do that. So I work out with rates to get all the steam off. With that being said, I was told to keep the light on so I can get, have spiritual help and all this shit. And I just, I mean, there's some evil ass motherfuckers. They had their rapist ass past life daddy. From what I understand, their mama was a prostitute from fucking Mexico or something. She was a wetback with blonde hair and blue eyes. Apparently, she mixed. That's why the one of them, the reader who gave me the reading, looked like Ozzy Osbourne or something. She was the favorite because she was the lightest, and that seems to be part of the cards with them wetbacks. And she had two older children, other children with dark complexion. I think these women here. And that's because their daddy was, we ain't gonna call him black, we're not gonna give him that dignity, a fucking dark complexion Mexican, because the Olmecs are the same. They were fucking demented robots that were, I believe, created by the Cometians, the Egyptians, and brought over here. With that being said, them motherfuckers, from what I understand, I've been getting harassed by her father in the spirit plane. I believe his name is Raul. Let me try to use what's little on my third eye. I got my kind of, to see. I got a Saul or Raul. I believe his name is Raul. And I'm going to say this right now. Them motherfuckers, their shop here, are open on Wednesdays and Saturdays. I don't like this shit. And I feel like it's coming direct from them. It ain't coming from them people. I'm just going to say it like that. So anyways, with that being said, in the obstacle position, we got the devil. And I feel like you're going up against a lot of opposition. And you're dealing with a lot of evil, wicked shit. You have a lot of evil, wicked shit pulling you down, and a lot of evil shit pulling you, trying to destroy you and all of that. So right here, for the present position, I feel this wetback trying to move my entity attachments around as I speak. I gotta free myself from this. I'm too smart, too intelligent, too spiritually powerful for this bullshit. Every time I want to play 6,000 hertz, from what I was told, Quetzalcoatl or some shut it down, or my ability to play it. And Hike is supposed to control it, but I keep having that stolen and the spirit plane because of the soul swap, and I really want to talk about that. So I feel like you in a position, a very poor position, where it's hard for you, very, very difficult for you to make a judgment. Get out of my soul consciousness. So anyways, I feel like you're not in a very favorable position. I gotta control my own spirit plane in my inner body. This is ridiculous. So anyways, we got the Three of Wands here. So anyways, right here we got the Three of Wands, and I feel like that deals with foreplanning, and you're going to be going in a very, very positive direction. You're not going to allow shit to block you or intimidate you anymore. So in the subconscious, we got the Three of Swords. You know you're suffering a loss, and a major loss at that. Two of Swords. That's the obstacle position. Not obstacle, but the goals. You're trying to make a decision based on something that's imperative. And you feel like you're going in the right direction. And you're trying. You know, you feel like, you know, in something that's very pivotal. So for the advice card, I feel something turning something off right about now, man. Get the fuck out of here. Get out of my energy body. I'm so tired of dealing with this evil ass shit, man. Every single fucking day. I can't say my fucking truth. This is getting on my fucking nerves. So anyways, I gotta extricate this fucking wetback bitch out. Cause this is getting to me. This is just too fucking much just to be dealing with all this evil ass shit, you know, and having all this manipulation going on where if I say something, it fucks up because of this evil wetback bitch. Controlling the higher self and being in my energy body. So anyways, for the advice card, we got the Six of Cups. And I feel like you're going... This is so fucking... I'm so disgusted with hearing this shit. Shut up! This is getting on my fucking nerves! Sorry, man. I'm trying hard not to shout. Right, so anyways, for the advice card, we got the Six of Cups. And I feel like you're going in a more positive direction. A copacetic direction. And I feel like it has something to do with friends, with family, you know, seeking solace from and being taken care of by them. So anyways, for the energy that surrounds you card, we got the Nine of Pentacles. And I feel that you're surrounded by a lot of positivity and by a lot of love, and you're being blocked from seeing it. You just can't see it. So anyways, for your fears and hopes card, we got the moon. And I feel that you're going in the positive direction, and you're being smart about it. So for the outcome, we got the Knight of Swords, and I feel like you're going to be in a situation where it just seems so, you're just going to not give a fuck because it's so dark and bleak. And you're just going to go samurai all out. With that being said, if you want a more personalized reading, please contact me at ravenbyterror22@yahoo.com.